Righto, this is an Apollo AP 701, the wood grain front one. One's a 701, one's the 801. Which one's this one? Hang on. Let's just see if we can get this right from the start. This is a 701 because the 801 is the one we did the other day. It's got the flashier front on it with the, what would you explain that as? Like a silver front, silver knobs versus wood grain and black knobs. Don't mind this knob here. Here's the other part for it here. So I've got to glue that back together. The joys of 35-year-old radios. Okay, so today's little talk is very, hopefully brief, but it's a little bit of explanation. In this radio, we have oscillators. So we've got a 10.695 over here, 10.0525 hiding under there, 10.240. The 10.240 is working fine on this radio. The 10.0525 is doubling up beautifully. Actually, I might even just do a quick move my test point here. Okay, I'll just move the test point over. I just want to show you something. It's reasonably important. Probably not going to change your life, but so basically, the 10.0525 goes through a doubler. And this here is upper sideband 20.105, excuse me, and there's a 1.5 kc drop and 103.5 that should be. I'll adjust that after, but anyway, that is working. So when we see upper sideband 104.9, 105, lower sideband 103.5 or close enough, then that stage in there is doing exactly what it is meant to be. Now the problematic issue we had with this particular radio, we narrowed down was over in the 10.695 over here. Very bad with this camera. And what was happening, we were getting upper sideband that was adjusting quite fine, actually spot on, no problems. And I'll just actually move my clip over. By the way, just as a bit of a tutorial here, the 10.0525 is TP3 just in there. So basically you'll just hang off TP3. They say to do it through a cap, but you don't need to, quite seriously. It's a really bad day when you do. Okay, so your 10.695, which is over here, let me just click onto it. So what we were getting was, let's go to upper sideband. We were getting 10.695 there, and on lower sideband, which now it changes to 10.691.8, which is close enough to 10.692, which is probably the desirable frequency. So we had a problem. That was staying there, and I'd go to lower sideband now, and that would be exactly what it would read. So it was fairly obvious that, and I suppose the lesson for today is, if this fella here is doubling and it's showing the difference, the 1.5 kc difference on the 10.0525, and that's going up to 20.105 and 20.103.5 on being upper and lower. So lower sideband being the 103.5, upper being the 105. So if that's doing that, that tells us that all our checking on the mode switch, which sometimes we get lucky and we have a look on the mode switch and we go, oh, mode switch dead, wire off the mode switch, anything. But not to be on this one. So this one turned out to be a bit more of a headache, and we had to concentrate our thinking in here because the 10.695 just wasn't switching down to 10.692. So it's not one you can guess. There's a little 2SE710 here. Now on the base of that, you'll find 0.7 of a volt. If you don't see 0.7 of a volt there, okay, there's probably a mode selector problem, and you probably didn't get your 10.0525 working properly. But there is 0.7 of a volt turning on the base of this. So basically the path then goes through that capacitor there, the trimmer, sorry. It's about a 20 puff trimmer, through that coil and to this fella here. Now, I'm going to save you some time. I pulled the trimmer out because I thought, it's got to be the trimmer. It won't be the coil. It's never the coil. Pulled the trimmer out, put another one in, same problem. Went, okay, grabbed one of my Cybernet Rex chassis. Well, first I measured this, and this was open circuit, so there you go, it was dead. So never assume, you know, that arse out of you and me thing. Well, it certainly did with me. So basically, I sort of surmised that because the base was being turned on this DC switch on this 2SC710, that bang bang to the crystal, what's the chance of that inductor being dead? More chance that over the years that this thing's got dust and rubbish and it's just died. And I was wrong. But sometimes you'll need to we don't actually know. The point of this is I should have checked for continuity between here and here. I assumed it was this fella, then that led me to that fella, because by and this is where I want to head over to the circuit just a little bit, because when we go over to the circuit, we can see quite clearly, probably more clearly there, that where we were talking before about the base being turned on with 0.7 of a volt comes through, bang, look at all this, and what's the only thing between the crystal and there to get 10.692 is that fella there, L14. So basically, you had to sort of have a look here and just say what actually happens. And Bob 7RX gave me a little bit of a hand this one, because I just wanted to change the mode selector, to be honest. I'd actually sussed this one out a bit, and Bob and I were talking about it, and he's dead right. Needed to find out what was happening over here, and he sort of left me here and said, because he said to me, look, it could be that trimmer. He said, yep, fair enough, see how you go. So he left me around there, and I said, yep, easy, go to JCar, get trimmer, put trimmer in, doesn't fix anything, check coil. The correct way would have been check coil before buying trimmer. So just a little lesson to the and look, everybody's at a different stage, and I'll tell you what, I'm a little bit rusty on some of this stuff, to be honest. So in the end, we end up with a radio that basically now on lower sideband wants to whoa, if I just don't drop that, 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2, and we got power coming out of it, and it's doing everything it should do. And we'll correct that frequency just a little bit. Now, good point. We're not getting enough swing out of over here to quite get to where we want to be, but we're enabling our two sidebands fine. So what we'll do is, I can't do it with sort of without two hands, but we'll adjust the 10.0525 ever so slightly just to bring that lower sideband back. And there's two ways to skin a cat on cybernets, but this normally this is where we head, just to do fine tuning, etc, etc. So hopefully this has been a lesson on number one, don't assume just because that's in line to the crystal, etc, don't assume that's died, because that is also in line to the crystal. And if you're just seeing 10.695 on upper and lower, well, the path is very simple. If it's getting 0.7 of a volt here, then basically the mode switch is working. If this fella is giving you 20.105 and 20.1035, well, we know it's not the mode selector, because these two things happen in combination. So the 10.695, the 10.0525, one won't work without the other if the mode selector's gone normally. I mean, I'm sure there's some abstract faults where, it can get a bit sort of more complicated. Once again, your test point there to pick up your 10.695 is TP5, and your test point over here to pick up your your 20.105, 20.1035 is test point, can't read that, 3 is it? I think it's 3, geez. 3, yeah, okay, that's just me going blind. All right, 73s, we'll just fine-tune the frequency on this, but maybe just give the power a bit of a hit, and with a bit of a clean-up. This radio is going to come up nice. This came out of a bunch of absolute thief in Melbourne, long story, but anyway, we're slowly getting through a couple of things. We're not overly happy about some of his radios, but it doesn't matter, we'll get them going and bring them back to life. All right, 73s, VK3CM in Tangambalanga, northeast Victoria. Hope you've sort of enjoyed having a look at how you can get frustrated by a Cybernet chassis and find out that you should have replaced one bit, not another. All the best. Cheers.